Fedora Productions. I love Sega. I love their games, their history, and their consoles. The Genesis, the Saturn, the Dreamcast, even the Master System. There is one, however, that I'm not really too familiar with. The Sega Game Gear. While not one of the company's best consoles, it's still an interesting one with a few pretty good games. Not to mention that it was the only one to closely match Nintendo's success in the handheld market before the PSP was a thing. Back in September 2019, Sega put out the Sega Genesis Mini, and I absolutely love it. I love all the games included on it, the controllers, the fact you can get a miniature Sega CD and 32X for it. It's probably my favorite personal mini console I own. Next year, Sega decided to get weird with what they would do, because they released the Sega Astro City Mini and the Sega Game Gear Micro. Both of these to celebrate the company's 60th anniversary as a company, and both of them only released in Japan. The Astro City Mini I do kind of want. It seems pretty interesting since it's celebrating really most of Sega's arcade history, and I do kind of want it, although it is expensive. The Sega Game Gear Micro, on the other hand, I have one of them. See, when Sega first announced this thing, they announced 4 different colored Game Gear Micros, as well as a big window. However, the different colors weren't just that. Each color was designed to have different games with 4 games on each. Now, when a lot of people saw this, they were mainly just wondering what kind of crack Sega was snorting. But I was actually a little optimistic for this little thing. I even made a story on Instagram hoping Sega of America might follow suit, but that has yet to happen and probably never will. You see, the problem is that all of them, including the big window, cost around $50 each, probably even $60. So if you get everything in a bundle, it costs around the same price as the Switch Lite. Yikes. Now you can see why I only got one, that being the black one. If I do ever get bored and have $100 to burn, maybe I'll get the blue one. And I guess I'll consider getting the red one. The blue one has Sonic Chaos, Gunstar Heroes, and Baku Baku Animal that interest me, while the red one only has Shinobi and Columns. The yellow one has nothing that interests me or that I can play because they're all RPGs, as well as some of the other games on the other Game Gear Micros. There's also one white Game Gear Micro made for the LS series, but I don't care for that either. Looking at the actual packaging of the one I have, it looks very similar to some of the games for the Game Gear, strangely not resembling the original Game Gear console packaging, which is strange, but still nice. We have the games listed here in the back, very nice, and now I just need to get this thing open. Alright, now that I have out the Game Gear Micro, holy dude, this thing is small. You really need to hold one of these yourself, it's insane. After putting in 2 AAAs, we can start this thing up, and wow, I can barely see the screen. After testing all the games in this thing, I can conclude that Sonic 1 plays pretty nicely, Puyo Puyo Su plays alright, but it's nearly impossible to see the Puyo pieces without having your face 2 inches away from the screen. Outrun is pretty decent, and I can't understand what's going on in Royal Stone. My main gripe with the actual system is the D-pad. This thing is just bad, and I've used the D-pad on the Duke. Now, would I recommend this to your average everyday gamer? No. I mean, I like playing a couple games here, but this just isn't worth the $50, and especially not $250 for everything. You can pretty much play, all these games easily on an emulator and have a much better time with them. Or you could actually just get all 16 games on the Game Gear and just play them on the Game Gear. If you're a die-hard Sega collector, go for it. I mean, there's only 4 of these things, and hey, who knows, maybe they'll be worth something eventually, I don't know. Also, there's these stickers made by someone on Etsy, where you can put the labels of some of the games on this specific Game Gear on the back here, which is really nice. And I'd love to have one of Panzer Dragoon Mini, just as a joke. It's not, although that would be cool if one of the Game Gears had that game, but unfortunately they don't, because it's over $1,000. Not sure if the cartridge book complete in the box, yeah. But yeah. So, yeah, my name's Colin Ridgway. I hope to see a Saturn or Dreamcast Mini, maybe even Master System, although this thing kinda is the Game Gear is just a portable Master System. So anyways, Fuzzy Pickles. Okay, one last thing. So something I was looking through was this manual right here that comes with the Game Gear Micro, and I just really love this like art of like the Game Gear as like a character, because like the other part of the manual like consists of just like, you know, like the actual just like Game Gear and listing what you do with like how the games work and all that. Then you just have this like back section here, which has like a contact information and such. And then there's just like art of this Game Gear. Like here's him relaxing and like doing something with batteries, and like I'm guessing this is supposed to be telling like don't get wet, don't get dirty, keep the thing clean, try not to like throw it on the ground or something. And I don't know what's going on here. I don't know. If someone reads Japanese, could someone tell me what that means? Please and thank you. Yeah, I just thought that was nice. And it was actually, goodbye. Have a good day.